SuperTalk Mississippi media production.
Come see your locally owned and operated Linton Glass for all your glass needs. No matter what glass you need to replace, you can count on Linton Glass. Call us today at 601-835-4336 or find us on the web at lintonglass.com.
Pike County, here comes your morning show. Dave in the morning on 93.5 FM, SuperTalk Mississippi.
So now, understand, you're not going to dictate to me what I do and what I don't do, but I'm still the mayor, Mr. Brown.
None of this meeting is recorded. None by any parties. Correct?
No, sir, none is recorded. I'm being accused.
Any conversation.
Said I want to make it on record. I want the allegations in writing, or the accused, or on recording of this harassment.
And now, here's your host, Dave Hughes.
Good morning on a Thursday. Mind the limbs and leaves as you drive, because they're everywhere. It is North Pike Thursday, brought to you by Selman's and Southwest Health Systems. Had a great time there yesterday. We'll talk about that in just a little while. But right now, North Pike Thursday brings to us the one, the only, the Mr. Everything, basically, at North Pike. Ron Kessler, how you doing this morning, Ron?
Good morning, Dave. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Good to have you back in here.
Appreciate it. It's always good to come sit down and talk North Pike with you, buddy.
Well, we were talking, you said you were out this morning driving a bus, right? And
absolutely.
There was debris everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah. I usually sleep through these bad weather nights, but last night it woke me up, and it was pretty intense. I think you said before we came on the air, nearly 3 inches of rain in our area in a very short time. So, driving that bus route was a little extra, careful this morning, and a lot of people taking it easy, going around limbs and leaves and everything here and there, so...
But that's okay, because as we were talking about, you've got 3 things you coach. 2 of them are indoors, so none of this affects you.
True. Basketball season, obviously being indoor during the winter, and currently right now volleyball being indoor. So it does. That third, being cross country, it was very hot Saturday morning at 9 a.m., already in the low 90s. But 2 of the 3 indoors is a blessing for sure this time of year.
How do you get them ready to go run cross country in this kind of heat?
It has been a challenge. We are practicing after school, which is the unbelievable worst part of the day with the heat. So when we actually got to the meet, it was quite refreshing because the trail had a lot of shade. And so, yes, it was warm, but we were running at a little different time of day. And so if we can push through getting close to 2-3 miles in the afternoon and pace ourselves in the heat and stay hydrated, we're hoping that it should turn into a little better result in the early mornings on those Saturdays that we do run. And we had a really successful first meet. Our 2 teams came in second place, girls and boys, in the public schools. Overall, with public and private, there were about 50 schools. We finished 9th and 11th overall. So had a really good first showing with North Pike Cross Country last Saturday.
Not bad at all, but as usual with everything, it comes down to conditioning.
Absolutely, yeah. You better be prepared, because you get out there and you start running, and you hit that wall, and you got to push through. So.
Well, the problem is with the heat the way it is right now, that wall smacks you pretty hard, I would think.
Absolutely, yeah. Our kids stretch extra before and after, hydrate throughout before and after, and it's a must, or they're just not going to make it.
Yeah, definitely. But you've got that going on. But let's talk volleyball, because you guys are kind of lighting it up.
It's been a great start to the year. We are through 17 games. We are holding a 10-7 record, and we're in the middle of a 5-game winning streak currently. Last Monday, we went to Lloyd Star, who is a very good team, who had beaten us earlier in the year, and we beat them in their gym there. Then we hosted Weston last Tuesday, and then went to Franklin County Thursday and got 3 big wins last week. And then we turned around this week with Natchez, which was our first district game at home for our 4th straight win. And then Franklin County came to us on Tuesday night. And after us going there Thursday, playing a good Franklin County team, we were able to beat them 3-1 at home to give us 5 wins in a row. So we're very excited where we are at right now. Our next district game is coming up next Monday. We make the long trip over to Laurel. And hope to get to 2-0 and 11-7 overall. So it's been a fun journey so far. We're a little past the halfway point with 9 games remaining before the playoffs. And our kids are really working hard in the gym every day, and we're seeing growth. And that's what we asked. We just want to see them communicate, share the ball, and really play together as one unit out there, the 6 that are on the floor at that time.
I just want to point out, you said you're 10-7 right now. You're in the middle of a winning streak, 5 games, last 5 games. That means this team went on a run at 5-7, which is not what you would necessarily always expect in that situation. And I think that speaks to what you're talking about. It's a good sign they're kind of starting to gel.
Yeah, we were 5-4 going into a tournament at Salem. And for those that know volleyball in this area, Salem is a powerhouse. Salem is they've won state championships in recent years. They're a very good volleyball program. We ran into them and to West Marion, who is another very good program, in a tournament on a Saturday. And those are quality opponents. And we knew we had our hands full being a young team, 2 new coaches and a new program. But that's how you feel like you're going to get better, by playing the challenging teams. And if you beat somebody 3-0 and there's no challenge, do you really grow out of it? So we scheduled that tournament specifically to push ourselves a little bit more here before we got into district, and I think it's really helped us. We took some tough losses in that tournament, and it really fired our girls up, and since that tournament we haven't lost.
Now, before we go into stats and all of that, just this 1,000-mile up in the air view, what is volleyball? There's a lot of jumping and running and hitting the ball, and that's all I know.
Yeah. But before taking that on, Coach Hodges and I kind of had the same mentality. We've watched it a lot, but we have also learned and studied it a lot in these last 6 months to try to prepare ourselves for the season. And it's very interesting. It's very there's a lot of strategy involved. If you can get up and play above the net, and as we were sharing before we went on the air, attacks are the offensive side of the game, and kills are what give you the points. As we were trying to discuss those terminology before we came on the air.
Well, you got it highlighted.
Yeah.
I've got the stat sheet, and under attacks, he's got kills highlighted. And I'm like, does this go on your sports resume? Do you brag about how many people you killed? What happens here?
So that's how you score points on the offensive side. And then, obviously, there's 2 sides to this game, and you have to play defense. So you have to be able to block at the net when the other team is trying to attack. And then when they do attack and you don't block, you got to be able to save the ball, dig it out of the ground, and before it hits the ground, to save yourself a chance to send it back across and attack back and kill back, and that's how you score points. And it's been fun watching our girls learn both sides of the net, and be able to play the offensive attack side versus also the defensive side. So it's been a lot of strategy. You sub quite a bit when you're personnel is maybe somebody's limited to not being able to get up above the net. So we'll sub in a taller young lady that's pretty athletic that can play above the net and can block and attack. But that young lady maybe struggles in the back of the formation, and maybe she can't dig as well. So we'll sub somebody in there. Our servers, as you see highlighted on that sheet, serving is half the battle in this. If you can get your serves in volleyball and allow the other team to play it and return it, you're giving yourselves a chance right off the bat. If you serve the ball out of bounds, it's just a free point to the other team. If you serve it into the net, it's a free point to the other team. So that was one of the things that we had as a goal starting the season. We've got to get our serves in. And one of those young ladies highlighted on there was just named K106 Sports Athlete of the Week, Bryn Boyd. She's a sophomore, and she has, as you see there, a 96% rate, a success rate in her serves this year. And last week she received that honor because she was 99% success rate in those 3-game winning streak that we had last week against Lloyd Star, Weston, and Franklin County.
You can't ask for better than
Yeah,
that.
it's near perfect, and she has gone numerous games where she has been perfect, and that's a blessing to us because that just gives us points every time she steps into the serving area. And so we're excited to have girls like her. Tristan Sutton, a senior, is another one. She's number 2 with 91%, so she's right behind Bryn as well. So we have a few other girls very close there behind, but that's half the battle for us. If we can get the serve in and make the other team have to play a tough serve, it really puts an advantage to North Pike.
Well, it's I'm comparing it in my mind to baseball. If the pitcher doesn't get the ball over the plate,
that's it.
You're
It's
just
going to be a long
send them
night.
to first for free, and you don't want that.
Yeah.
So that is a very important part. To me, kind of like the pitcher in a baseball game, same kind of thing. Let's go back to talking about killing and attacking people because that's just a fun conversation. Who named this stuff?
Don't ask me that. I have no idea. But, we have 2 really, really good attackers. One is left-handed, Stevie Brock. She's a sophomore, and another is a right-handed senior, Ellen Williams. And they are leading our team right now in attacks and kills. You can see where on that stats where Stevie has had 334 attempts and Ellen 411. So our setters, when they get the ball to those 2 girls, it usually provides exciting volleyball. They get the ball and they get both. They're high flyers. They can get up over the net and they can attack and spike that ball. Kill, as we just previously discussed, and most of the times it's very difficult for the opponent to receive. So that's the goal. If we can get a ball from the other team and get it to our setter, and let our setters do their job of setting up those 2 attackers, it's pretty exciting watching those 2 play above the net.
One thing that I love looking at this and the stats is your top 2 attackers, your top 2 servers, a senior and a sophomore. So you've got the senior leadership, but you got a couple of more years to go with the others. So you're kind of building the program into the future because those sophomores are going to become the leaders.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have 2 or 3 underclassmen in the starting lineup right now. We do have 6 seniors on the team, but we do have 2 or 3 underclassmen in the starting lineup on a regular basis for us. So that is very promising for the future. That senior leadership is amazing from the ones that are out there. And it gives a spark to those younger players. And we've had some younger players step into some opportunities in the varsity games, and as well, we play a very heavy JV schedule, and we're seeing a lot of production from a lot of our 9th and 10th grade and even 11th grade students that are playing some JV, and it's very promising for the future. So absolutely.
Yeah, and that is such a good sign, especially with the JV, because I was going to ask you about that. That's the difference between playing a good season and building the program.
Yeah. JV is very important, and I'll take it even one step further. We have a junior high program. Our 7th and 8th graders, they're going to play their 8th game, final game this coming Monday at Laurel. They are 6-1. They have played really well and kind of laid an egg in that one loss, just kind of didn't get off the bus technically and just didn't show up. And they could very well be undefeated right now at 7-0, but we're 6-1 going into our last game. And that's your feeder program. And if you can get your 7th and 8th graders to get used to winning and get that energy building throughout the program, it's your feeder program, and it's the future. And so it translates into wins, it translates to the JV, which eventually translates to the varsity. So we just feel like that's how you build a program, and we're doing good things right now with the younger groups.
That seems like a tough challenge coaching anything. What you're talking about, that one day you've got a team that is completely undefeated in every other game, every other match they've played this year, and that one day just, I don't want to be here. There's cartoons on. I got other things I can go do. How hard is it to keep from having those days?
Oh, the distractions are real, Dave. I mean, it is tough to get kids to stay focused with all the distractions around, from social media to music to friends. Kids get in their own heads, and we got to try to get them out of their own heads, and that's a big thing, and that happens at all levels, the junior high, JV, and varsity. We get down on ourselves too quickly, and we carry it to the next possession, and you can't do that. You gotta play the next play. You got to put that disaster, mistake, whatever it is, out of your mind, and you got to play the next play like it never happened. And if you carry it with you, it's going to affect those around you on the floor. And we are trying to instill that mentality of, hey, it's over, done with. We can't do nothing about it. Let's get on and fix it and not let it happen again.
You just said something so important, that the mentality is infectious, and it is. If everybody's pumped and they're winning and things are going great, that's contagious.
Absolutely.
If somebody messes up, and as you called it, gets in their head, that'll start to spread, and before you know it, everybody's moping and looking down and kicking the court and just upset. I don't think people realize that aspect of just how much of a psychological juggling act being a coach is.
Yeah, it's a challenge to keep kids up on that, in that intense level of playing and competing, and when we see them take a step backwards or in the wrong direction, we've got to get them right back to where we need them to be, or it's going to affect the entire outcome of that set or that match that we're in. So, keeping their energy and their intensity level at a high is a challenge, and it's a job that we've got to continue to try to do our best to make sure these kids are playing at a high level nonstop.
And especially when you're talking about high schoolers, I mean, some of these girls probably show up for practice or on game day and had a horrible morning because their favorite shirt isn't fitting quite right.
Yeah.
And they're just a mess. That's high school.
That's
we
right.
all remember that.
That's right. We try our hardest to ask them every day how they're doing, how their classes have been, who's having a good day, who's having a bad day, and let them realize that even us as coaches, we wake up on the wrong side of the bed and we have a bad morning, but we all have to step up. And when it's time to get on the court and play, and you get in between those lines, everything has to go away, and that has to be your main focus. And that's easier said than done. And we're dealing with young people, and that's a challenge for coaches to try to motivate them and keep them motivated and on task.
Step one is when you're telling them that even coaches have days where, it's hard to get up and get going. The secret to me is not to let them know that, well, that's most days. That's as a human being, as an adult,
right.
It's most days.
Absolutely.
You wake up and go, oh, again, and then you go ahead and you do it anyway because that's what you do.
That's what you do, absolutely.
Which is another important life skill that'll carry them through their lives that you're teaching them, even if you don't realize it.
Yeah, I mean, we are hoping to instill a lot of things that they're going to not just take from volleyball, but to take on in life as young ladies and future wives, future mothers one day, to be able to instill some of the things in the ones that they get to mentor down the road. So we've got a great group of young people. They work hard. They come to practice every day with a mentality of it's time to get better during this time. And if we keep that focus, this program is going to continue to go nothing but straight up. So we're excited about that.
Now, when's the next game?
We will go to Laurel Monday.
Is it a game or a match?
It's a match.
Okay.
Yeah, I call it a game too. Everybody calls it when's the next volleyball game. But it is a match. We will play a junior high 2 out of 3, a JV 2 out of 3, and then the varsity is always 3 out of 5 sets. So we'll play that. It'll be a long trip over. We're going to take the kids over a little early, go and have a little lunch together as a group, do some team building, and then go over to Laurel and hopefully come back with a 3-game sweep, 3-match sweep, and then it'll be on to Sumrall. And Sumrall's the defending state champions. They're in our district. They're loaded. We've already, not that we're looking past Laurel, but Coach Hodges and I have already started watching film on Sumrall, and we're strategizing and planning for Sumrall. They will present a very tough task. If anyone's wanted to come see 2 really good volleyball teams the day after Labor Day, that Tuesday, the 8th, come to North Pike Gym and see a really good volleyball team in Summerall. Both their JV and their varsity are loaded. They're really good, and our girls are going to be up for the task. And hopefully, after Laurel's win, we'll be riding a 6-game winning streak into that game, and that's where we're at. One thing we do like, and we strategically kind of planned this. We got 8 days off after Laurel. So we don't play anybody. It's going to be a chance for us to watch a lot of film and get back to some of the basics and the fundamentals and correct some of the things that we did wrong in this 5 or hope to be 6-game winning streak, and know that we're not going to be able to make those mistakes against a team in Summerall who is right now clicking on all cylinders.
Which is exactly what you want to see.
That's right.
Come on, guys. Have a bad day.
Yep.
One bad day.
Yep.
That's all we're asking. They never do that.
No, they don't. They don't.
No.
They're working hard, and Summerall is picked, obviously, the favorite in our district, and so everybody's chasing them. And one of our team goals is to be number 1 or 2. If we're able to knock off Summerall, that'd be fantastic. But number 2 gets you a home playoff game. So if you can beat a South Jones, a Brookhaven, a Natchez, or a Laurel and finish 2, you get to host in your gym the first round of the playoffs. And at that point, the 5A, 6A, 7A volleyball bracket, you're 1 game away from the Final Four if you're able to win that first round matchup. So it's exciting, and it's getting close to that point where you start thinking about your placement in district. And so right now, with being 1-0, we're tied right at the top. So these district games really mean a lot.
Well, and it also means a lot for people to come out and support the team.
Absolutely. We'd love to have. We've had great crowds at our home games. We invite anybody. It's $7 to come in. You pay $7 and you can catch 3 hours of volleyball with the JV and the varsity games that will be going now. And we do have 4 home games left and 5 road games left. So we'd love to see people come out to the gym there in Summit and come root the North Pike Lady Jags volleyball team on.
Not only can you go out for $7 and catch some great volleyball action, you might also accidentally catch like a mishit ball.
Oh, the balls end up in the bleachers all the time, and people, spectators, are having to stay on their P's and Q's and make sure they're paying attention. But they do. The balls get up there. It's an intense game, and the balls are hit hard. It's not slow. It's not at all. And so when you get that fast action, I promise you, when Summerall comes to town, it will be intense. And they play very fast, very quick, very strong. They hit, they attack, they kill. I mean, they are a fully well-oiled machine.
I love it, but I'm never going to get over the terminology for this stuff. And in girls volleyball, we got to attack them and kill as much as we can. Okay. And then when we're done storming Constantinople, where are we going after that?
Right.
That's just kind of the feel it gives. But I love that. It kind of sets the mindset.
Absolutely.
I think, a little bit.
Yep.
Coach Ron Kessler, cross country. When are you guys back in action again?
The 5th. Coming up next, not this weekend, but next weekend, we go up to Clinton and we run our second of 4 meets before the playoffs. So it's spread out every couple of weeks. We get a couple of weeks of practice, and then we have a run. And we get a couple of weeks of practice and a run. So we planned it that way to give our kids some time to recover and stuff. So we're not running every single weekend in a row. And then if we qualify for the postseason, then we'll give it our best shot in the postseason with cross country.
We didn't really discuss basketball, but, that's a lesser sport right now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Our girls are working. I'll give them a plug, have them in the gym every day, and they're working out for an hour and a half every day and, really doing the conditioning part right now. That's big for me, fundamentals in the conditioning. So when we get to, October, middle of October, when we start for real, that part is already behind them, and they're just, going on. This is going on year 3. They know me. I know them. They know our system. They know what's kind of expected of it. So big things are looking, we're looking for some really big things with this group that we have. We only graduated 2 seniors, so we got the nucleus back, and we've added some height and some size in our first and second group rotations. So it's going to be an exciting basketball season. I look forward to maybe in a couple weeks or months coming back and talking to you about basketball for sure.
Definitely. And by then we can be talking about the great success in the volleyball program.
Absolutely.
Too.
Recap that great season. Absolutely.
Hey, I'll take it. I'll take all of this. It's fantastic. So don't forget, over in Laurel and then right back here with Summerall, you can go watch some fantastic, talented Lady Jaguars kill over and over and over. You need a t-shirt that says, "Kill 'em."
kill them. Yep.
What are they going to say?
That's right.
Nobody can complain about that. It's a stat.
That's right.
Ron Kessler, always enjoy having you over here, man.
Dave, always good to sit down and talk sports with you. Thanks so much. Go Jags.
Anytime. Yeah, well, you better believe go Jags. There's a couple of people on this team they don't want to see coming. I can tell that from the stat sheet.
There you go.
We'll continue on this Thursday morning on Super Talk, Mississippi Pike County, right after this. Keep it here.
Never take your heart health for granted. For just $99, you can get a complete screening and know your risks. The Happy Healthy Heart Screening at Southwest Mississippi Regional Medical Center includes a comprehensive lipid panel, blood glucose, BMI, blood pressure evaluation, EKG, arterial disease assessment, calcium score, stroke risk assessment, and a consultation with a cardiac nurse practitioner. If you're over 40, smoke, have diabetes, high cholesterol, or obese, call 601-249-5198 to schedule your screening at Southwest Mississippi Regional Medical Center.
Every now and then, we remind all of you loving, awesome, hardworking husbands that you have a premium it's time to renew. No, it's not life insurance, car insurance, or health insurance. It's way more important than those. I'm Kristen. Gentlemen, it's time to renew those long-term wife insurance policies. When you surprise her with a gift from Selmans, you remind her that no matter what lies ahead, you and she will get through it together. Your gift tells her this long-term wife insurance policy is for life. Renew your long-term wife insurance policy right here at Selmans. We're in it for the long term with you.
North Pike football is back. It's another exciting season of North Pike Jaguar football on Super Talk Mississippi Pike County 93.5. North Pike football brought to you by Southern Metalworks, Toyota of Brookhaven, Burton Tree Service, Exhaust Pro, Southwest Health, Fortenberry Diesel and Bond, Fortenberry Towing, and Lot Furniture. It's North Pike Jaguar football on the air at 93.5 FM. Available online at supertalkpikecounty.com and through your Alexa devices.
Don't miss Dave in the morning. Even when you miss it the first time, you can catch it on the podcast. Missing out would be a crime. Super Talk 93.5 is always the place to be. Want to get the podcast version? Here, my friend, is the key. SuperTalkPikeCounty.com. Spotify, Amazon, or Apple, or just right there on the page. Dave in the morning, late at night, or anytime you have the crave. SuperTalkPikeCounty.com.
Weekday mornings at 6 after 9 on 93.5 FM, or you can catch up anytime by going to
SuperTalkPikeCounty.com.
Dave in the morning at supertalkpikecounty.com. Catch up and catch on.
Lost under the surface. Don't know what you're expecting of me, but under the pressure of walking in your shoes, caught in the undertow, just caught in the undertow. Every step that I take is another mistake to you. Caught in the undertow, just caught in the undertow. I've become so numb, I can't feel you there.
Welcome back, Super Talk, Mississippi Pike County 93.5. Thursday morning, Dave in the chair with you. That was loud this morning. Ron and I briefly talked about it. Bad weather does not wake me up. When we have a thunderstorm roll through, or when it's raining very heavily, if anything, I go into a deeper sleep. That's just the way I operate. So it takes something special to wake me up. There was one crack of thunder about 5:15 this morning, and my eyes just popped open. I went, huh? What? And then I, laid there for an hour checking things and on, various sites and resources to see what was going on. The radar was brutal looking. And that's because it was kind of brutal. We have several power outages, about 1,000 on Magnolia Electric alone the last time I checked. At that point, I didn't even bother to check everything and add them up. But we had our share. Down south of us, as this storm, because this was a system, just like we've had several recently, that pushed south from the north. Instead of going west to east like they normally do, this one just came straight down. So after it got done with us and passed through here, it went on down to the coast. There are like 3 houses that I know of that were struck by lightning. One of them, a 2-story house, completely destroyed. One, they kind of contained it to one room. That was actually one of the aftercare homes with the Mercy House Adult and Teen Challenge down in Georgetown. That one completely destroyed. Another one, single family residence, they kind of contained it to one room. But the house is still, due to smoke and water and everything else, uninhabitable. The family's not in there. So it got really violent down towards the coast. I said all that to say this. Well, number one, my thoughts to everybody having to go through an unusual type of weather nonsense. We have all kinds of weather nonsense. All day, every day, it feels like. This one's a bit unusual. I don't remember the last time we had multiple homes. There were no tornadoes. There were nothing like that. No, it was just lightning. Lightning hitting homes and setting them on fire. We don't have that conversation very often. We're not quite done today with the chance for rain. We had those storms this morning. Well, we've got another chance of showers and thunder showers coming between about 1 and 3. 80% chance. New rainfall, anywhere from 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch possible. And I was telling Ron about it, and he mentioned it. Ronnie sent me a screenshot of his weather station, 2.59 inches at his house. He said out by Arlington, it was over 3 inches this morning when the storm came through. We could add 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch to those totals. Now, we're going to go back to what I said yesterday. A lot of people are going to have the impulse of, oh, well, then the burn ban's obviously over. Everything's soaked. There's water standing in the yard. Not so fast. Until Civil Defense cancels the burn ban, you're still liable for that $700 fine if they catch you burning something in the yard. Even if it's too wet to burn, that's still in place. Let's just wait and see. The good news is we've got a decent chance of doing away with that. I mean, even after today, we do have a 20% chance tonight, 30% chance tomorrow. Not much Friday night and Saturday. Saturday is going to be clear and beautiful. But then right back to a 40% chance on Sunday, another chance on Monday, another chance on Tuesday and Wednesday, and so forth and so on. So we should work our way right through that, and it should just expire. I think, don't hold me to this, I think the burn ban is in effect until the end of the month. And they may just let it expire at that point. If they don't just flat out cancel it before then, that'll depend on how much rain we get. But until you hear that message, until you get the alert that the burn ban has been lifted, well, by definition, the burn ban has not been lifted. So don't set anything on fire. You couldn't set anything on fire this morning if you wanted to. Everything's wet. But it'll dry out quickly. You know how that works around here. Do want to also mention that area down in the southeast Atlantic, the National Hurricane Center has now bumped it up to a 90% chance of developing into an actual storm over the next 48 hours. So it's just about a lock at this point. The consensus path, they take all of the spaghetti models from the various computer models, and National Hurricane Center, for lack of a better term, it's more complicated than this, but they averaged them. And that's where you get the actual forecast path. It's kind of in the middle of the blob coming out. About half of those computer models that are included in that blob have it shooting the gap between Cuba and Florida and coming up into the Gulf. The other half have it making that turn and going up the east seaboard. If that holds, and that's the consensus path right now, is it's going to make that turn, then we've got nothing to worry about. If it shoots through that gap and gets into the Gulf, well, we're going to be having a completely different set of conversations over the next 10 days or so. Because it's going to be a minute. It's not even halfway across the Atlantic yet. It's still way out there. So, don't go buy a bunch of water and milk sandwich ingredients yet. We're not quite there. Do want to point out, as I think just about everyone has at this point, next name on the list, this would be Hurricane Dolly. If only there were going to be a Hurricane Jolene. We need to put that on the list, but these are decided like 6 years in advance. The names are picked for any given year, which makes the coincidence even freakier. That right now we've got the chance for Hurricane Dolly to pop up. It's weird how this planet is working these days, isn't it? It really is. It makes you stop and think. So anyway, go ahead and clean up the limbs in your yard during the break that you have between now and about 1 o'clock. Could start a little bit earlier, a little bit later, but we have the chance for more rain and storms on the way. Normally, I would just give a sarcastic yay, but instead, I'm going to say finally. Because also, again, high temperature today, 87. Christmas come early. Love it. Chris. He said, well, if it's 8 to 10 days out, Dolly will be here in, 9 to 5. I am very upset I didn't think of that. Why should I lie for you anymore? But I'm glad you had my back on that one, Chris. We continue on this Thursday morning right after this. Keep it here.
You ain't worth the salt in my tears.
Every now and then, we remind all of you loving, awesome, hardworking husbands that you have a premium it's time to renew. No, it's not life insurance, car insurance, or health insurance. It's way more important than those. I'm Kristen. Gentlemen, it's time to renew those long-term wife insurance policies. When you surprise her with a gift from Selmans, you remind her that no matter what lies ahead, you and she will get through it together. Your gift tells her this long-term wife insurance policy is for life. Renew your long-term wife insurance policy right here at Selmans. We're in it for the long term with you.
Don't miss Dave in the morning. Even when you miss it the first time, you can catch it on the podcast. Missing out would be a crime. SuperTalk 93.5 is always the place to be. Wanna get the podcast version? Here, my friend, is the key. SuperTalkPikeCounty.com. It's all there and it's all the rage. Spotify, Amazon, or Apple, but just right there on the page. Dave in the morning, late at night, or anytime you have the crave. SuperTalkPikeCounty.com.
Dave Hughes here. Remember, every weekday morning at 9:06, it's Dave in the Morning, where we solve the problems of the world, or at least complain about them really loudly and sarcastically. And if you miss out, you can catch up with the podcast version of Dave in the Morning at SuperTalkPikeCounty.com. North Pike football is back. It's another exciting season of North Pike Jaguar football on SuperTalk Mississippi Pike County 93.5. North Pike football brought to you by Southern Metalworks, Toyota of Brookhaven, Burton Tree Service, Exhaust Pro, Southwest Health, Fortenberry Diesel and Bond, Fortenberry Towing, and Lot Furniture. It's North Pike Jaguar football on the air at 93.5 FM. Available online at supertalkpikecounty.com and through your Alexa devices. Welcome back. SuperTalk, Mississippi Pike County, 93.5. Dave Hughes here. Still got some power outages around. Right now, a grand total across everyone, all the service providers, about 550 still out in Pike County after the storms that came through this morning, which is down. That's actually good news. 290 out in Walthall County and Mid County. There's 183. There's 295 out in Wilkinson County, which is a significant percentage there. That's more than are out in Harrison County, where we had 2 or 3 houses burned down due to lightning strikes. That's a lot of outages for Wilkinson County, but just be patient. And they will get it back on, no problem. They may have to pause work briefly if we have more bad weather after lunch. We'll wait and see. However, this does bring up another story. I don't know if you heard about this. And this is a great example of how you don't need to show you're behind. Now, that has become basically the way everyone operates these days. You have a thought, you let it escape and scamper out through your mouth freely without any filter in between about, well, I'm just being a jerk. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Great example, and I understand the frustration. Guy in Holly Springs, William Robert Pruitt, had storms go through there, and power had been out for 4 days. Now, I say that almost with a smile in my voice because if you remember, after Katrina, the power was out at my house for 3 weeks. It was 3 weeks before the power got, because my power was on a spur line that came off the main line. The main line was back on in a couple of days, not mine. They had to get all the big stuff done first, and then eventually they came back around and fixed the little spur line. So it was 3 weeks we went without power, and you just deal with it and move on, right? Well, not Mr. Pruitt. Mr. Pruitt called the Holly Springs Utility Department on Sunday, wanted to know when his power was getting back on. He was sick and tired of this. You got to get this back on now. And then apparently during the call, whoever he was speaking with, he said, I am getting tired of this. You better get out here and get my lights back on right now, or I'm going to come down there and I'm going to blow that place up. There are bad ideas. There are terrible ideas. And one of those, again, is taking all the filters out that are between your brain and your mouth. It has become de rigueur at this point to just say whatever you're thinking, say whatever you're feeling. I've got First Amendment rights. You've also got the right to appear for your court hearing because he was arrested for making threats. Got him on Tuesday. And I think it was like a $2,500 bond after spending the night in jail. They charged him with false reporting of a bomb. Technically, they probably could have gotten him on making terroristic threats as well and branded him a terrorist. Now, he just thought he was expressing his frustration and his anger. He just thought he was making his point and driving it home. That is in part a symptom of the culture as we have let it develop, because everyone thinks that's the way you communicate now, is say the most horrible thing you can, the most horrible thing you can think of to try to get their attention. Well, got the wrong attention, because Holly Springs Utility Department immediately called the police. And of course, he had identified himself and gave his address because he wanted his power on. So it's not like it was even an anonymous call they had to go track. He had told them who he was and where he was, and then said, I'm going to come blow that place up if you don't. By the way, fun note here, and great nod to the lack of logical thinking. If you blow the utility department up, your power's not getting on quicker, because now they got to rebuild the whole thing, right? But I tell you this story, and after we talked about the number of people we have without power right now, and I get it more than anybody. It's frustrating. At least it's cooler today. So that's a happy aspect of this. But you have to, and I am specifically referring to this guy in Holly Springs when I say, don't be stupid. Don't act like a ding-a-ling, because you will wind up with, among other things, a court date. And $2,500 bond. He spent the night in jail. That's what you get. I've been saying for how long? We need to tone things down. We need to reel it back in just a little bit. The famous example with First Amendment rights is you can't yell fire in a crowded theater. You also can't call the utility department and explain you're about to blow them up if they don't get your lights back on. We now know that. We should have known that all along. But we seem to have forgotten how to human. We're not so good at peopling anymore. And we got to work on getting that back. Yes, I know there are always sore heads out there, but it seems like we're overstocked on sore heads. They're everywhere. It's everybody. You got to have a little bit of self-restraint, a little bit of common sense, I guess would be the way to put it. Because, well, again, if you don't, you get a lovely trip downtown, 3 hots and a cot. Good job. Major point. By the way, fun fact, I checked. After all of that and a $2,500 bond and a court date coming up and some serious charges, his lights still aren't on. Patience has gone out of style. Common sense has gone out of style. And not being a jerk, well, that's been gone for a minute. And we've got to try to fight to get that back. Because everyone kind of has edge to their voice now. You walk up and say, how you doing? Fine. Okay. We're off to a good start. We have to work on getting civility back into things, or, well, there's going to be a problem. Well, there already are problems. There are going to be worse problems unless we figure out how to make that come back from wherever we banished it. If your lights are out, I don't just sympathize, I emphasize with you. Been there. I have been there. I have done that many, multiple times. Just be patient. It'll be okay. The lights will be back on. Don't threaten to blow anything up.
If you cry,
We now live in a world where I'm having to give that as serious advice. Final break, and then I'll get out of the way for middays. We'll do that next on Super Talk, Mississippi, Pike County, 93.5. Keep it here, my friend.
let me take a step towards you. Let me feel you in my hands. Let me cross this line and show you where it leads. There's a darkness down inside me that I know we'll both enjoy, and it's screaming from within to set it free.
Every now and then, we remind all of you loving, awesome, hardworking husbands that you have a premium it's time to renew. No, it's not life insurance, car insurance, or health insurance. It's way more important than those. I'm Kristen. Gentlemen, it's time to renew those long-term wife insurance policies. When you surprise her with a gift from Selmans, you remind her that no matter what lies ahead, you and she will get through it together. Your gift tells her this long-term wife insurance policy is for life. Renew your long-term wife insurance policy right here at Selmans. We're in it for the long term with you.
North Pike football is back. It's another exciting season of North Pike Jaguar football on Super Talk, Mississippi, Pike County 93.5. North Pike football brought to you by Southern Metalworks, Toyota of Brookhaven, Burton Tree Service, Exhaust Pro, Southwest Health, Fortenberry Diesel and Bond, Fortenberry Towing, and Lot Furniture. It's North Pike Jaguar football on the air at 93.5 FM. Available online at supertalkpikecounty.com and through your Alexa devices.
Don't miss Dave in the morning. Even when you miss it the first time, you can catch it on the podcast. Missing out would be a crime. Super Talk 93.5 is always the place to be. Want to get the podcast version? Here, my friend, is the key. SuperTalkPikeCounty.com. It's all around, it's all the rage. Spotify, Amazon, or Apple, or just right there on the page. Dave in the morning, late at night, or anytime you have the crave. SuperTalkPikeCounty.com.
Weekday mornings at 6 after 9 on 93.5 FM, or you can catch up anytime by going to
SuperTalkPikeCounty.com.
Dave in the morning at supertalkpikecounty.com. Catch up and catch on.
Closing time. Open all the doors and let you out into the world.
Yep, time to skedaddle. Time to beat it.
Closing time.
We have Fox News, Super Talk Mississippi News, and then middays on the way. We lost Dolly Parton. We lost Tim Curry. We lost someone else. You will not know the name, more than likely. His name was Peter Cullen. You didn't know his name, but you knew his voice. He was the voice of Optimus Prime on the Transformers, starting back in the 80s with the original animated series, all the way through the live-action Michael Bay movies. He was the voice of Optimus Prime. He was the only one that had ever done it, basically. Passed away at home in Los Angeles at the age of 85. I would like to point something out. I looked this up because there's been a lot of sentiment and conversation. I've heard the term so many times, gone too soon. You know what the average life expectancy is? Men and women combined together. You know what the average life expectancy is in America? 79. Once the first number of your age turns to an 8, you have beaten the odds. Anything past that is lagniappe. It's bonus. That's not too soon. That's how it works in your 80s. Have a wonderful day chasing foul balls in the chair tomorrow. I'll be back next week, though, right here, and we'll see if we can get into trouble. My friend, I'll see you then.
A SuperTalk Mississippi media production.